Wie lange warst du gestern dann?
2. Hello.
Hello. Oh, you're the boss
Greg.
here, right?
Yes, Greg.
Oh, my name's Johannes. Nice to meet you.
Honest. Alrighty. Cool.
So I'm just seeing I'm the sole person here. That's
That's a good word. So what can I do for you? What are you interested in doing?
Well, I had guitar lessons for many years when I was younger, and then basically went into rock music. So basically most of the time I played in a band. I did a few CDs with rock bands as a singer. But I always enjoyed playing classical guitar and particularly flamenco. So basically, I mean, when I talk about flamenco, I'm talking about 3 pieces of music that I've ever touched. And Asturias was the first one. I think that was a painstaking process over 2 or 3 years to get through that piece of music.
Okay. So that's more classical then.
And Asturias, the
that's classical you're talking.
I thought that's flamenco because of, I don't know.
Yeah,
I never
you can make a flamenco version of it.
Okay.
There is a flamenco form that fits it. But that's.
Well, as said, I've never had any teacher or something like that. And the second piece I went through was
Really hot.
yeah. The second I forgot his name. Something with Iraq. Capriccio d'Arab. Yeah, that took close to about 1.5 years. And the last piece of music I went through is La Recuerdos de la Alhambra. But that's not correct.
No, that's classical.
Oh, that's also classic. Oh, there's all classical guitar. Well, I thought this is well. I really like this, and I've been training on those for a long time, not daily, obviously. And I had never any input, any teacher or any tips. So I did it all for myself. So that's why I thought what a good opportunity for me to get tips and tricks and maybe what I can do better. Or
Sure. Yeah. Do you want to work with those 3 pieces that you're?
Well, I thought the one I can play by heart and I did the most within the last month is La Recuerdos de la Alhambra. So I thought, why not work on that? Because I particularly like the tremolo, and that's what I thought would probably be a good idea. And maybe some technique for Asturias. And I'm really surprised to hear that this is classic guitar. Yeah.
It's yeah. I mean, it's actually Asturias was written by a classical quote unquote pianist. Isaac Albéniz. He wrote it for piano.
Yeah, I know. I heard that.
Yeah, so it's a piano work. Yeah, you don't really hear too many flamenco versions of it, but if you play certain accents into it, it does fit into a flamenco form called Soleares, which I don't know if you know any flamenco forms or anything. The only thing I forgot was my capo, which would fit on this guitar. Playing would be make it sound a little better, a little easier, but you know, what we'll do, what we got to do. But yeah. So do you want to play me, Ricardo's?
Yeah, of course.
Can I leave that open or?
Okay, sorry.
It's so hot. Yeah.
Obviously, I find it always quite difficult to start.
Yeah, to warm up, right?
And then get a bit faster later.
Stop. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. I mean, it's hard. Yeah, I haven't been doing any work. I had a nerve neck injury, so my hand is probably much more rusty than yours is. Yeah, but I get help you work with that. You're using? Do you have nails or no? No nails.
No, nails, no.
Okay.
So
have you ever thought of using?
No, I've never really heard of it actually. So you use nails.
Yeah. The idea, and that's why you see me filing right now. So I'm getting my nails ready.
So you play with the nails?
Yeah. And I mean, we could spend a whole lesson on how to shape your nails and whatnot to get it sound. So it's kind of like adding an extra, attack to it. I also use sandpaper to get it really smooth. Otherwise, it sounds very rough. The tone is very rough when you just file. But the idea is that you can go much louder. But don't worry about it at this point. We're you're not going to grow nails in 5 minutes.
But this brings the question into the question if maybe pure flamenco is the place where or the sound where I want to go to, because I particularly like it when it all sounds very soft and
flamenco's more harsh.
This is more harsh stuff.
Be like a simple form. So strumming variations and that stuff. There's a flamenco tremolo, all that. The rest of the other technique, so rumba pattern, stuff like that. Or is that something you'd rather avoid?
Well, as you just realized, I have obviously very little clue about things because basically when I was taught how to play guitar when I was between 10 and 18, I did sort of simple classical guitar, and then I went into rock music and a lot of intuitive stuff, all music self-composed and that kind of thing. So I really tried to explore a new field, and now I realize that actually I don't even know how to define it.
Yeah.
I'm obviously quite a greenhorn. Well, maybe then I don't know. Maybe we should probably, because like those my fingers are too. But maybe you could with Asturias, you could help me maybe to.
They'll speak. Yeah. Well, I mean, no matter what style, the style of music doesn't really matter. Technique is technique. It's good technique, or it doesn't work, right? So you probably want to work then a little on technique, how to get better technique, how to build a technique, and all that stuff. So definitely do that. I see you're resting like that. Yeah, that's fine. To do.
That's the way how I play it.
Take a look in the mirror for a second, and now take a look at your pinky. See how you're doing this? See that? Try to relax it. Drop the two together. Now hold on a second. Go like this for a second. Just drop your hand. Pick it up. Now look at your hand. Now you're moving it, but pick it up. Don't do anything with your hand. Like just relax. Good. Okay, don't bend your wrist. Just keep your wrist straight. Okay, put your now you're moving it. Go ahead and keep it straight. You're bending it. Don't bend your wrist. Keep it straight.
Okay, but if I relax, the finger muscles, they're all in the lower arm, no?
There you go. That's what. Now look at your hand in the mirror. Now pick up the guitar and take that same hand. That's okay. So the pinky does come in a little bit naturally. The thing is, if you are pushing it in, you're wasting your energy, right? You're spending energy putting it there as opposed to playing faster. So it's like, you've probably heard the expression, of somebody, people say, "Ooh, you made it look so easy," right? It's generally because we learn how to make it easy, right? So if you can't make it look easy, you're not going to be able to make it easy.
Yeah, I got it.
Right. So to me, that's the first component of technique, is making it easy. You're not going to be able to play faster. You're not going to be able to play longer. You're not going to be able to play louder if you can't make it easy.
Yeah, I got it.
Understand? Yeah. That's the most important, essential thing, and that's I mean, of course, there's the warming up and then practicing and all that, but without all that, you could practice, like crazy, but basically you're tightening up. It's just a wrong technique. So okay, so why don't you try that a little less serious and just watch your hand and watch your right hand in the mirror. Stop. Look your pinky now.
The problem is I never had any teacher, and I tried to break up things in my head that have been there for 6-7 years or something.
I have an idea to help you with that in a second.
Is it okay to rest my finger
yes,
on the
absolutely. I do that all the time.
It's like when you have a beer or something, yeah, you always have this bloody finger away from you. Well, it's really difficult. I find. Particularly if I use the ring finger to rest it.
Yeah. Now another thing, if you notice, let's just try a couple of examples. Put your hand out like this, straight out. Okay. Now move your fingers. Now put your hand down like this. Now move your fingers. Now do this and go all the way up. Move your fingers. Not so good. Not so good, right? Where's the best? In the middle.
Yeah.
Now go like this. Turn over. And then that way. Best is in the middle, right? In the middle. So what the reason why I'm doing this right now, if you take a look again in the mirror. I'm so glad we have a mirror in here because I would take me forever to find a mirror, but this is great. Because now you do this. Now keep your wrist straight. Keep everything straight while you play.
And where should I place my
well, if we're actually sitting flamenco style. So if you want to say classical style, we got to rearrange what we're doing. And I only sit like this to teach and also play flamenco. If I play classical guitar, it's on this leg with a footstool.
I've got a footstool at home, but actually most of the time I just sit like this.
You know what? Which is totally cool too, because some people do that as well. I mean, the concept is the same. We don't have to sit that way. I'm not sure. I'll look for it later. But okay, let's try that again and try to see if we could follow. Keep the wrists totally straight. Oh, you want to sit like that?
Well, I don't know. I really don't know.
We should get a footstool.
Or
something. Or your guitar case.
And this leg would go.
Yeah, it could go down like that, or you could just go out like that. Yeah, either way, whatever you're comfortable with. Good, and that looks good. Now let's see if we can just straighten out the wrist a little bit. Okay, stop, relax. I should be able to pick up your hand at any point, and it should just relax. Straighten it. Now, good. Another thing that I want to point out to you is that when most guitarists play, they don't play that way. It actually goes this way, like at an angle. Yeah. And especially when you have nails, you get more nail that touches it, and it's a warmer sound. Good. Stop. Let's. You know what? How about this? Don't rest the pinky.
What's pinky?
I'm sorry. Pinky. What do you call your fingers? Do you know what Spanish is?
Thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and this one we call small finger.
Okay.
They call it pinky.
Pinky. That's what we call it in the United States. Yeah.
Okay. So don't rest the pinky.
Yeah. Let's try. You know why? Because your pinky tends to create tension like that. So I was going to say, try resting this finger on that string instead. And see how that feels. But
I just wonder. I just wonder if I should do that at all. You know, because I spent a lot of time recently to train the tremolo from the. Sorry. I just spent such an awful lot of time recently to train the tremolo. I just wondered if that will give me a good trick to get to the right technique. Because when I do the tremolo, obviously I cannot rest any finger.
Yeah, well, yes, you can, and we can talk about that. You know, that's another thing. The way you're trembling is very uneven, and I'll show you how to even it out. You know, a couple of things. What we're going to do, is since you're touching the guitar a lot already, which is good, which is really good. What players do, and to get to that evenness in slow motion, what they do is they rest, then they play, rest, 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 play. So try that for a second. Let's just drop that in for a second. We don't even need it. Just pick, whatever string. Second string, fifth, that's fine. In terms of timbre on the guitar, I don't know how familiar you are with it. If you play right here,
Yeah, it sounds sharp.
yeah, versus that's good for quiet passages, but if you it just sounds not so good. And right here, real bright. So if you're here, you can go brighter, and you can also go darker. But if you're over here, you can't get any darker. You can only go brighter. So I figure let's start in the middle, and we can go either shape, right? Okay. So let's do this. What you're going to do is you're going to pair each finger. It's called pair. Put down the thumb, play it. Good. Now put down the next finger, and then play it. Touch, play. Right. Now, don't rest your hand on the next string like this at all. But let this watch. It's going to be called flute stroke. Where another thing we could do, something like this. Metronome. Practice with. Try that. Not bad, not bad. If you train precisely, if you train perfectly, and you make it easy, you will be able to play faster. You're not going to be able to play faster from trying to push faster.
Yeah, that's what I
you know what I mean?
Already,
yeah. So it's about doing it the right way. You know, and not only that, even if your tempo is a little bit slower, and you're playing perfectly even, you know, like a machine, it will sound much faster. You know, because it doesn't have weaknesses in it. So
that you need a teacher, I think, really trying to teach you that each month. So easy to. This is the first time I ever had.
You're doing fabulous, man.
You know, my phone is low on battery. I'm just gonna hook up some power to it. Charge it.
So you know what I'm going to have you do with this piece? I'm also going to have you play very loud, because what's happening right now when you're playing, some notes are louder than others, and that's also going to interfere with the evenness of it, of how good it is. You know? So right now you're kind of faking it, right? It's kind of there, but not really totally. But you'll find just doing this just a little bit, just by practicing it slowly. Spend a week doing it, just slowly, and then you go for the speed. You're going to sound that much better.
Yes.
And you'll be able to control the dynamics too. You'll be able to get louder, as the music calls, for crescendos and whatnot. So I'm going to have you do that again. Let's try it at this speed. Now, yes, I'm going to have you do it real loud. Oh, stop. This is for recuerdos. That's a triplet. That's a different piece. Different technique, it would work, but let's go back to recuerdos for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go to that one. We'll do that one after. Stop. You approach. We're going to go slower. But you see, it's where the fly is. Okay, right. Now. Stop. You're missing. Forget that hand for a second. Pay attention to. Okay, stop. Now, I'm hearing this. Bum, bum. I want to hear even. Good. Now, stop. Much quieter now. Real quiet. Now, does that feel better than the loud one? Feels more relaxed, right? Now, eventually, you're going to want to feel like that when you're loud. So, the other thing I would recommend is practicing it very quietly, very slowly, and knowing how your hand is supposed to feel.
That's what I did a lot actually, rehearsing it very, very quiet, because then, it just feels very smooth and it creates a good feeling.
Yes, and that's what you always want. You always want to channel that when you're playing. Because then you control your fingers don't control you. Stop. Now, tremolo now on the second string. So smooth everything up the string. Okay, stop for a second. Now, your finger is putting it down first, then it's like putting it down, playing. It's very precise because you know exactly when you want to do it. Right? And that's what you want. That's how you're going to develop, getting it good. You've probably heard, I don't know if you've heard this before, but as a teacher, for myself, and I teach my students, and every week, I always have to say to somebody, all the time, I even say it to myself, practice it slowly, you'll learn it fast. Practice it fast, you'll learn it slowly.
Yeah, that's good.
It's just occasionally in the middle, you need a bit of this feeling,
Yeah,
Let's remember what should it really sound like.
Yeah, and I highly recommend when you first pick up the guitar, this is the way you want it. Because if you can get up wrong, that feeling is going to stay with you for the entire practice session. If you don't start out right.
I'm not sure if I got that.
In other words, if you start loud and
Yeah,
tense.
that's
You're not going to get rid of it.
yeah.
You know. So if you start the right way, then they'll stay with you, much more likely to stay with you. You know, and always be aware of it. And you know, it looks great. I mean, look at your hands in the mirror. You know, and watching in the mirror, and you want to say, you know, am I making it look easy? If you are, then you're going to have a much easier time. Hello? Sure. We're live on the internet, so go for it. You want me to turn around, please? You want me to turn around? Should we do some rock and roll poses?
Yeah, that's great.
All right, thank you.
This tremolo feeling is such an intense thing. I really, when I had a bad day at work or something, or very stressed or something, and you pick up the guitar and you play, it's just fantastic. I really love it.
Oh, good.
And this tremolo feeling in particular creates a sort of vibration. I need to find a regular teacher now. That was what I always planned to do, but I've been abroad for a while now. I just came back.
Are you from here?
Yeah. And I need to find a regular teacher now. Once a month or something. Well, I always feel a bit uncomfortable with, my lower arm. I'm not sure if it's not.
Yes, you know what you can do, and I used to, and I don't really do it much anymore because nowadays I used to play classical guitar. That used to be my main thing, and nowadays I play more flamenco and electric guitar, which flamenco you sit like that. I kind of got used to it. But classical guitar, I do. So what I typically do is I cut, and I certainly got it. I take a sock, cut it, put it on my arm, so that it. There's also devices that people sell that kind of smooths out, you know, this, it's like a round.
But that actually means that the position of my lower arm was always right, because obviously other people have.
Yes, oh, absolutely.
It's not that you should
no,
place
because
it.
no,
that's not possible.
Yeah. No, it's not a comfortable thing, and I doubt that. It's very uncomfortable, you know. It can get so, you know, so.
Yeah, now the wrist is straight, yeah, the fingers are not resting.
Stop for a second. Take a look at this hand. See how it's bent. So lift your thumb up. Not your shoulder. Drop your shoulder. Lift your thumb up a little bit more. Relax. And try this. Try this. Don't push the nose down. Just cut them out this. You don't have to block this one. Okay, stop. Now you feel how your hand feels? You want to keep that same feeling, but just push down a little bit more until you get sound. Yeah. That's another thing I like to do when I start playing. I like to just play. Just to get the feeling there. Yeah, to rechannel that. A power strip? Yeah, it looks like I got a couple. You want this one?
I don't care,
This is working out? I think I just unplugged the computer. Good.
Cool. Thanks so much.
Yep. I will re-plug in over there, hopefully without trying the computer.
So you said you're doing a lot with electric guitar too, right?
Yeah. Why is that? Why do you ask?
Well, because basically, I mean, like, the other thing is the rock band thing, and I've also never had into teaching for electric guitar.
No.
And she's all very into. I just wondered if maybe in the afternoon or tomorrow or whatever. Well, but not yet. Yeah, that gives you sort of the natural feeling of what it should feel like, and then just press it.
Yeah. And for you know, let's go back. Pick that hand, dump it down again. Pick it up, look at it. Look at the third finger.
Yeah.
See how curved it is? It's naturally curved. Keep that same curvature. Now put it on the guitar with that same curvature. And what I'm going to do is try to play the finger right on the tip like this.
Oh.
Now lift your thumb. The general rule with classical guitar, the thumb should be opposite these two fingers, right up there. Because that's the natural. Yeah. Now stop. Now look at yourself. Now you look more like a professional. Try to relax that. Let's go back to Recuerdos for a minute. You just play a little. Okay, stop for a second. Now, this is we're going to keep the same tempo. The same feel. I don't want to push it, but just where you will go eventually, and you're probably not ready to put all this together yet. But what I'm going to do is work with dynamics, you know, loud, soft, forte, piano, you know, kind of thing. Because that's what this piece is all about, right? You know, it's very free and romantic in style. That you know, bravado and all that.
Yeah, no, they always each line starts piano, then goes into quarter and so forth. But I've never really tried this before because yeah.
I mean, there's many different ways we can interpret this, but just as a general rule, when you play, you know, this kind of music, classical music, if you're going up a scale or up an arpeggio, up, you get louder. You're going down, you get quieter. 95% of the time, it works, sounds great, unless the composer writes something else. So I'm going to have you try that with the bass again. So when you go, so this so start soft again. Stop. Good. Nice. It's already sounding like that.
I actually recently found out when playing the request, actually, I always thought the tremolo was the most important thing. And I realized, no, it's not the tremolo. It's the melody that thumb creates.
It's a counter melody. Yeah, it's two melodies.
Yes, there's two melodies.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and you can always tell, you know, you sing it. Yeah, that's it. Let's stop there. Let's stop there. It's you're very tense. I don't want to see you tense. You know, so I'd rather stop there. You know, and work. Yeah. Well, you know, or let's do this. Let me give you, since today's, you know, I leave, you know, to the U.S. tomorrow morning, so I'm not going to sleep. You know, so I'm not going to be able to work with you, you know, beyond today. Right. So what I want to do is give you as many ideas of where you can go with your practicing and whatnot. You know, so but that, yeah, I would say you're not ready to play the piece. Like, you know, as a piece of music yet. You know, all the way through. We're not ready to work on it. You know, you want to work on the techniques, work on the little parts. You know, put it together little bit by bit. You know, having you run through it, you know, is at this point is counterproductive. I mean, you're totally ready for this. You're totally ready for it. You know, we just have to work out those little details.
Yeah.
You know, you're obviously, you know.
That's what I actually feel, you know, because in the past I often play music in public, but easier pieces, obviously.
Sure.
And up to now I realize, you know, immediately is a way of this. So the first step is really sort of go through the notes, be technically able sort of to with it.
But you know what? You totally have the technique. You're totally there. It's this we have to get, which is much harder. Yeah. And I mean, obviously, you know, I've been doing this for, you know, longer than you're alive, right? You know, but yeah, it's easier said than done. But that's sort of what you have to do, you know, to get there. It's just channeling. You know, that's why I was breaking down to let's work on the right hand, let's work on the left hand. Because when you try to do it all together, it's overwhelming and you completely lose sight of the big.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
maybe I should make little notes for me because I'm one of those kind of persons.
No, we can. Do you have a smartphone? No. What we could do is we could take a video and we could demonstrate. We could do all the concepts that we talked about. I could do a little demonstration.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Does that sound good? Or should we write down? I think that's better.
I just see maybe just. Oh, that's not paper, is it?
Well, do you have your phone on you or your camera?
Huh? And there must be a pen just.
Oh, you want to write it?
Just make little notes for myself. Like, so the first thing we've discussed was basically we were talking about the right hand being relaxed.
Yeah. So how are you going to get relaxed? One is quiet, play quietly. And play evenly, every note evenly, dynamically.
But back to the right hand, sort of the wrist straight,
Yeah.
the fingers naturally curved.
Yeah, just everything natural.
And the pinky, just make a test like the pinky with an exclamation mark and not to do it like this.
Yeah.
The one concept was sort of the rest play. Yeah.
When you go slow enough, your fingers will rest on the string and hit it. But believe it or not, you got it right away. Like, because eventually there's a step where you can't even tell that you're resting. So that's how it's, yeah, sure. Yeah.
I know it'll be a bit warmer, but less distracted.
If it gets too bad, we'll look for another one.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we have to go. Right, I'm just going to use the bathroom real quick. Yeah, I'm going to look for another chair. This chair is just awful.
Stop.
Sometimes she's full of fun.
I know.
Yeah.
It's okay, once in a while. Also, but don't practice that way. Don't practice that way. You do it a lot longer to get to where you are, you know? So, I mean, practicing is eating vegetables. Playing is eating ice cream, okay? You can enjoy the ice cream, but if all you eat is ice cream, you're not gonna be a good vegetable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, so don't do too much of it, you know? I would, you know, still, I wasn't gonna stop you because I know you wanted to go play, you know, I mean, I wanted to stop you, but I didn't. You know, because, you know, as soon as I see, you know, that you're not playing the way I want you to be playing, and the way you want to be playing, but, you know, so, I mean, that's something, it'll take a little time to work out, but it's nothing physical, nothing that you can't do, really channeling it all into from your mind, you know, into your body. Because you obviously have the technique, you can do it and everything, and what's holding you back is those things. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense,
Yeah.
It makes sense, yeah. Just need to find it when you didn't write it down.
Yeah.
It took me so long, you know, I'm a hardworking man, but I'll do something completely different. It took me so long to get through this piece of music, you know, with all the
I mean, I'm sure it did. And you did it, you know, a very difficult way without a teacher.
Yeah. But at least now, you know.
It's like, you know, it's like you've been trying to get into this building, and, you know, and you finally climb through the window, and I said, oh, you ever see the door? You know? You know? So, I mean, yeah, there's the easy way. It's you know, when you do things the easy way, boy, it's a lot more rewarding.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it took me a long time to figure out the easy way too, and I'm still figuring it out. Yeah, always, you know, the part is always a learning experience. But yeah, I think that's, you know, the most important thing, you know, that I ever, you know, I don't know if you want to write that down. Practice slowly, you'll learn fast. Practice fast, you'll learn slowly, and you know, make it look easy.
This is the simple picture, so it's truly, you practice slowly, you learn fast.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, I was going to say, stop looking in the mirror while you're practicing, you know, but, you know, I don't want to overwhelm you, because I know it's a lot. It's a lot for you to do. I mean, because, you know, if you know, I was your teacher, you know, blah, blah, you took lessons from me, I would say, you know, this week, that's all we're going to do is just work on making it easy. That's it. I wouldn't even let you play a piece. I wouldn't let you do anything. Just focus on that. That's, you know, to get that into your system. You know.
So you get just something like this.
Yeah, or work on it one measure at a time. Just play one measure, stop. Do it again. One measure, stop.
So what's
So let's say, I thought I saw the music. You have the music. Right? I thought I saw.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah. So we don't even have the music. So in other words, okay. So a measure is, you know, from here to here.
Okay, so 4 quarters. Oh,
Sure. Yeah. Well, 3/4 notes in this case, but 3/4.
of course, yeah.
But whatever. I don't care. So you would play that much, you know, and see if you could channel everything that we just learned into that. Let's try that. Okay, just play the first measure. Stop. You are too far. Either. That's it. Yeah, I mean, you're adding an extra note.
Are you wanting to stop?
Stop. Stop.
Ah,
Yeah,
I
actually
thought you
stop.
wanted to-
No, I don't want you to go on yet.
Ah, okay.
Good now, but don't stop like that. Stop like you're doing that. Stop like you are going to go on, but immediately you just froze and stop. But let that ring. Yes. Okay. Now, if we were to put that together and you know measure by measure, it would sound like the music. You know what I'm saying? Well, so basically, when you practice, you should always be practicing with the end goal in mind. In other words, you should have a concept of what the music is in your head, what it should sound like, and where you want to take it. And you shouldn't practice anything else. Okay, so obviously, playing the whole entire thing from beginning to end is beyond overwhelming, you know, to do that, right? So what do? We could slow down, is one thing, or we can use smaller chunks, smaller parts, right? Or we can do both. You know, I always say to students, if your assignment is, by next week, I want you to eat that elephant. You're not going to eat it in one bite. It's one little bite now, one little bite now, one little bite now. That's what we want. You know, it's much more productive that way. So try it again. We'll try it again. If you want, I can keep coaching you with this. You know, if you want to just do that. No. Oh, sorry. That was good. Go again. Good. Now do it perfectly even, no dynamics. Stop. I'm here. Stop. Stop. Okay. Okay. Not good at anybody else. Nice. That was the best one you did so far. Now watch it. Good. Good. Now it's getting a little uneven with that. Yeah. It's okay to do it if you mean to do it. But if you don't mean to do it and your fingers are doing it because you're not controlling it, then that's not good. Okay. Good. It sounds okay. Let's try something else. Do it now. Very quiet. All very quiet. I think I'm supposed to be in here too. Hello. Good. So you're kind of going on to a next step, next possible step, which is to loop it, right? Just keep the same measure, which is fine. That would be a next step.
Well, that's very important for me, I thought, because it is stop and go. It's like if you look at it, you end up in a flow.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and then you can this measure I make this.
The reason why I had you stop because you were not flowing. You know, you're still like struggling. You know, with it. That's what. And the reason why I start like I consider a loop with the stop. You know, loop and add the stop as part of the loop because what it does is it allows you to relax, breathe out, and then go. So it kind of allows you to catch yourself and make sure. And then the next step is to take that out and do what you're doing. You know, so I mean, there's 100,000 different ways to do this.
Of course.
But the important thing that there's really only one way, and it's to always find success. Whatever you do has got to be successful. I say to students, 3 strikes. You know baseball, the game baseball.
Not really, but
Okay, a strike is when you miss the ball. Okay, so
when you miss it.
yeah, so, yeah. Okay, so it's in America, you know, say this to anybody, you know exactly what you're talking about. You know, 3 strikes, no, and then the battery's out. Okay, then that's better. So I say 3 strikes, the technique is out. Start with a different technique. The technique can be quieter, it can be slower, or it can be shorter. But once you miss 3 times, that technique is not working, and you're teaching yourself a bad habit.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, you know, practice is to teach yourself good habits. You have to unlearn those habits.
I like the thing with the strikes, yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you cheat, he's gonna this shit. Yeah.
Exactly. And repetition, yep, you can teach yourself to screw up. And believe me, I learned this all from teachers. I did not figure this out myself. You know?
Slower, more quiet. I'm not sure if it's cool if you're open window actually. It's very warm outside now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not too bad, you know. I mean, you're not dying, right?
No,
Yeah,
I'm okay.
fine.
I'm okay.
Figure it wasn't, you know. Now, let's do something else. You know, once you got that, that's pretty good. That's really nice. Now we're going to create a shape to it. We're going to dynamically, we'll get louder in the middle and quieter in the end. So it's, you know, soft. I know the way it's marked, it says loud, and then it goes. Depending on how fast we play a piece, you know, and you know how long the piece is, the dynamics, yeah, will work differently. I mean, yeah, exactly. And this doesn't have to be the only way. But I'm sure those are Torrega's original markings, which is fine. But let's just do this, just so that we're practicing something different. The last thing you want is your mind to rest when you're practicing. Like you don't want it to stop thinking. You don't want it to stop working and stop concentrating. And you don't want it to get bored. Don't do the same thing too many times once you get it. You know, challenge yourself in a different way. Always challenge yourself in a different way. It makes the music much more interesting and it makes practicing much more interesting. Yes, absolutely. And the more you focus, it's like a muscle. The more you train the mind, the better it will get at learning. Just like, you know, the more you exercise, the better you are at the exercise. The more you play the sport, right, you practice the sport, the better you are. The mind is no different. You know, your mind sits around, does nothing, it will, you know, not function very well, right? So it's the same thing. So let's try that. So we're going to do a little crescendo and then deep crescendo, and then you can do a stop if you want.
Just one measure.
Yeah, just one measure. Good. And make sure you do the stop because I want you to focus on getting as perfectly even. Good. See if you could come down a little more gradually. Good. Cool, yeah. Now you know this piece, right, from beginning to end pretty well, right? You know all the notes and everything. That's, you don't have to worry about that, right? So you have to worry about how to get there in a way. I mean, if you played it like that, right, and you played it fast like that, right? I think it's already on its way. You know, so I'm not. That's why I'm not having you play through the piece at all. You know, I don't think that's important at all. That's the last. Right now, that's you know, that's the last thing.
Of the building now. I have to floor of the building. But you know, as I learned to crawl up the building from the outside, I would probably be a bit fast. Oh, that's my parking ticket. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Okay, no problem.
Because
Yeah, we'll take a
they
little
only
break.
let you for 1.5 hours, so.
Oh, yeah, again. Well,
Yeah, we'll-
right, so.
I think I already quite a lot, actually.
Oh, good.
A lot
I'm
of
glad.
small little things.
I'm already hearing much better playing.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's very cool. Couple of things, that I was going to suggest with this, if you want to work on a couple of other things. One is those, triplet, the things that you were doing, how to make those easy. We can talk about that. And the other thing is vibrato. How to get a really, really beautiful vibrato.
What is the
Oh, vibrato, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Your vibrato, I'll show you how to do a good vibrato.
Yeah, please, that would be good, yeah.
Yeah, those
And particularly this, yeah, because I actually figured it out myself.
Yeah.
We need to do this,
Yeah, so those are two other, other than the whole entire piece, those are the only two other things. We're not ready to, work out the phrasing and that's kind of the final thing is, how to, create shape to the whole piece, all the phrases. I don't even want to do that. Unless, we can also play it, because it's too much to worry about. We can also play it like this. If we want to, just talk about the music itself, that's something we can do, if we want, because we're definitely not ready to combine all the things. That's too much. But we've already covered a lot, or you have, and it became a lot. But you want to do one of those? Let's talk about vibrato. How about that?
Yes, yeah, the vibrato sounds good.
Okay.
Or yeah, let's start with the vibrato, but make sure we don't miss this.
Yeah, we'll do that next.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about. Okay. So just
just a thorough thing about vibrato. A vibrato should always match the mood or the feeling of the music, right? It's not just, oh, let's shake a note and boom, that sounds cool. No, let's make it really sound like it's a part of the music. Like, how do we make it join the music? That's sort of going to be, my approach. Oh, sure. Why?
Yeah. First of all, it's getting warmer.
Getting hot.
And warmer. And
Sure.
secondly,
The noise.
but my friends, my rock music friends, fucked up my vibrato lesson. Just to make sure it's
Sure.
less summing in here. So
Okay.
2 years ago we did twice actually with the band in here too. I'm sure we created a similar.
Yeah. No, this is cool. Actually, I mean, it sounds pretty well for a building. It's built. It's definitely built to be a music store. I think. So okay. Anyway, let's do this. So yeah, the first thing we're going to do. Let's pick. Yeah. Any string, first finger, 8th fret. So, okay, cool. Yeah. So what we're going to do with the vibrato is we're actually going to hit the guitar in time, like that. Okay, now, don't do this. Don't rock the hand like that. Now, keep the finger on the fret. Yeah, it's not, it's not this, but it's this. In other words, it only moves, if you're looking, yes. Yeah. Now, you notice that now it's a much bigger vibrato. It goes the tuning goes much higher and lower, right? Yeah. Now, but I want you to hit like this. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, go for it. Okay, stop. More. That's what he does. So I want to hear. Now relax. Relax it. Try a different string. Try to make it a little wide. Yeah, no, it is, yeah. But that's a good vibrato. If you can control it, can control the speed, right? Because a vibrato is more important how even the vibrato is. Yeah. It's like if you can make the vibrato, you control the vibrato, not the finger control telling you, your brain. It's the brain telling you the finger. Then you control the feel of the vibrato. And you hear that already. So if you want to play something very slow and beautiful and majestic, it's not going to work with a fast vibrato. It's a deep, slow vibrato. I'm going to go even slower because we're going too fast. Let's try that. Yeah. I want to hear you hit louder, harder. Yes. Without moving up those areas. Yeah. See, what I'm doing is I'm forcing you to move your hand more. And that's going to give you a deeper vibrato. No, you're going too fast. It's easy to do it when you're not controlling, but now you have to control how fast. You know what? Try a different finger. It might, and maybe move up. Yeah, find a comfortable spot to do it. The main thing is you got to be comfortable. Yeah, and you don't even have to start with a big one. I mean, eventually, you want to make this vibrato as big as possible. You just start small, and that's perfect. As long as you're even, controlled, and take a look at it. Does it look like it's easy? Good. Try the 6th string. 6th string. No, not the fret. 6th string.
Okay.
Whatever finger. See, it's not that easy, right? But if you can control it, no, it's so much better.
It's actually the first time in my life that I hear the idea that you can change the tune if you feel you want.
Yeah.
Too long without position.
I mean, to me, you know, I'm not really impressed or really usually moved by people that can play very, very fast as hearing a beautiful vibrato that really just goes, you know, it's sexy, you know, it's beautiful, you know, to get like a really nice vibrato, it's just like one of the most lovely things. Yeah. So physically, this is not hard. It's just you just got to get used to it. You got to, think this is the way you're going to practice the vibrato. This is how you're going to vibrato. So what I want you to do with this piece is don't add any vibratos yet, because the vibratos that you were doing for me did not work. Obviously they didn't sound like good vibratos. So it's just another thing to add. Don't add it yet. If you want to, work on one measure or one note and try to get that. But it's harder to vibrato 2 notes at once. So I would suggest master 1 note at a time and then go to 2. Try the first string. I want to hear you hit louder. Yeah.
Should my finger really move as far?
No, it shouldn't move at all. You know what happened? Move your finger for a second. Watch. Move your hand. When you land, stay on this, not like this, but it's right there. It's like right on the ball of the finger. And the thing is, my finger doesn't really move. It's the hand that moves around it. Yes. Now we're getting there. Johan, I forgot to ask you, do you have a metronome?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Do you have one that can do all these different,
Yeah, I've got it on my smartphone.
Your smartphone? Okay, perfect. Okay, good. Yeah, so it's so great, to do all these different things. You can change the speed because you'll find you change the speed, all of a sudden you got to learn how to do that too. Because to have a good vibrato in any speed, any composition, and everything, that takes time. I actually sit around practicing vibrato. If I don't practice my vibrato, I start to lose it. I think it's such an important technique. You could say so much with one good note, one good vibrato. And it's like, to me, that's just, that's the idea. You know, it's one of those things. It's like I didn't figure that out on my own. Someone looked at me and said, "What the hell kind of vibrato are you doing?" A teacher taught me to do that. And it's like, oh, never thought of it that way.
It's such a holistic and it's an integral way, really. And now I'll do this now with friends.
Yeah, it's easy to find a lot of not so good teachers. Especially with guitar. Yeah. Although Austria, is definitely one of the more enlightened countries with classical guitar, as far as the tradition and everything. Vienna. I don't know. Do you know the name Manuel Heiss? Because I know he was here a few years ago. Yeah, he was a man of helpful.
Manuel Hess.
Yeah.
So he was here in Schwarzschild.
Yeah.
Maybe he could still be around.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah.
At least I could ask. It's always good to have a name because then you can ask somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's Heiss.
On a nice Facebook,
Good. What's that?
On his Facebook, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, tell him I
Okay.
gave your name because we're Facebook friends. He's phenomenal. What's missing? A little more elbow. Watch. Not the shoulder, but. It's almost like like this. You see, the elbow goes the opposite way.
And the opposite.
Yes, the opposite way. Watch slow motion. It's this. You're up. You know what? Don't worry about it. It's getting worse. Just hit that, and naturally it'll fall into place. Yeah, that's it. Yes, now you're doing it. The elbow goes before.
Yeah.
See how it
shape.
kind of pulls the elbow pulls. Yeah, it's like this. Shape of the drum.
It's all about being relaxed.
Yeah, it's like most people, you hear the difference between an okay player and a really good player, in their vibrato. It's like if they don't have a good vibrato, they really don't make things sound great. In my opinion. I think it's such an amazing sound when it's done right. Very cool. So do you want to work a little bit on that, the slur, the pull-off pattern? Yeah. What we're going to do, here's an example. But I don't even want to start with that. I want to start with just basic slurs, just from scratch, like you've never done that before. And we'll just talk about the whole process and everything. Just go with it. Generally, I start students off on the first string just because there's nothing to hit that's in the way. Now, what I want you to do is just pluck. We're going to start on the same fret, the first finger, and just. Right. Good. This string sounds terrible. You know, it's like, I wasn't expecting such a harsh. I have to make an excuse that's the guitar, not me. So I'm gonna
That's very, very.
yeah, and the string is all very rough. It's hard to make it sound good, but good. Good.
I did that all actually, even in my rock song. I did one of the pieces where I do this.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good. Let's try it. Go to the. Let me hear the second thing. Good. Now, try to do this way because you're not going to do that. Okay.
Not like this.
Now, try not to move your hand when you do it. Try to do it just as you do. So, move my hand from here, watch. It's holding the finger. Yes. Yes. Good. Now, what I want you to think of, and this will kind of help your finger do it a little bit easier. It'll relax it more. Very important thing. How do you think about this? Think of I can play a string like this, or I can do it like this. Process is the same. The difference between, yeah, go ahead. So, make the volume even. It's too loud. It's still, I want your both on the same volume. Too loud. Kind of missing the sound. You want to match the sound. There, stop. You're going to do that. You're going to do that. There were a couple in there that were perfect, but 9 out of 10 of them were not. That's okay. That's it. So, stop. Slow down. You're going to do it. A little too loud. That's okay. Okay, now try to turn. And with the metronome, you know, all these things. You know, before you even attempt these, you know, I would master controlling the dynamics of it. Because if you don't control the dynamics, you're not going to control how easy it is to play it. If you're not going to control how easy it is to play it, it's not going to work. Like, you know, like you're doing. Good. Look in the mirror and try to make it look as easy as possible. And that was nice. Good. That's good. That's really good. Now we'll do the opposite. I don't know if you're familiar with the term pull-offs, hammer-ons. Okay, this is called a pull-off because you're pulling. Hammer-on is when you.
Ah, okay,
Yeah, these are American guitar types. But let's do this. We're going to go to hammer-ons. So we're going to go on the 6th string. We're going to go. Match the dynamics. Okay, stop. You got, out of all of those that you did, 2 of them I liked. And the ones that I liked, you kind of hit more on the tip. Yeah, I hear like the sound. That was good. Good. That's still good. Nice. Yes. See how it's a very controlled, even sound, right? Just do the second thing. Oh, well, right. You're missing, that's it. No, you're missing. That's it.
So you want this tiny little sharp.
Yes, I
little-
want an attack. Yeah, it has to be there. Yes. Yes. Then it's clear. Without it, the note, the tone of the note, the rest of the tone is kind of muffled. It's kind of this. Instead of, yeah, that's good. Yeah, try not just the third thing. You're missing up. That's the wrong sound. Land right on your tip. There it is. That's it. Good. Try to land a little bit more on the tip. It's a little too flat. Yes. Ooh. You know why? Do you know why the tongue needs to land on the tip? Why it's important?
Yeah, I think you're able to transport more energy
Yes,
with less,
exactly.
less force.
Exactly.
It's the bone behind,
Yeah, and all the muscles curve. It's like throwing a ball. You use this, this, and this. Not this, and throw it like that, right? You want to have everything behind
It's good for you, to really get to the
Yeah, and you want to hit consistently. Yeah. There it is.
Okay.
Try the pocket go the right.
So hammer on is that
Yes.
hammer on and pull off.
Yeah, we did the pull-offs on the first string, hammer-ons on the sixth string.
So first string, I've never used that term really before. First string is the highest.
Yes, yeah. If we call them both E's, then we're confused. Right, so the
And
first
the hammer
string,
on.
sixth string. And the reason why I do it on the sixth string is because it's the thickest string. The fatter it is, the easier it is to hit. Right? It's easier to hit a fat target. It's actually, try the hammer on the first string, you'll see it's a lot harder. Yeah, see, it's harder to hit that target precisely. But once you get a good one, it's, of course you want to do it on all the other strings, but right. Yeah, so that makes sense so far? Everything good?
Yeah. I just realized it's getting a bit much now for my head. It's there's a competition.
You know what, I'll join
It's
you.
actually if you concentrate a lot, it's like.
Coffee helps you concentrate, caffeine and all. Yeah.
And
Macht es gerade Pause?
Genau.